What is up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Primetime Patriots, another episode, another news, another, crap show, whatever you want to call it. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got the whole gang here. We have arrived. Make sure you guys are dropping in the comments where you guys are tuning in from. Do us a quick little favor. It takes literally half a millisecond. Use your thumb, use your pointer finger, use your nose, whatever you need to do. Hit that share button and hit the like button. It takes 2 seconds. Really, super simple. We don't ask for much, but it's the little things like that. Hello, sexy people. She's clearly talking to me. I will highlight some of your guys' comments, guys. We'll wait for Facebook to notify people that we are on. Love to see the hashtag Terry. If you guys could all drop that in the comments too. All of you tuning in, do hashtag strength in numbers. Suni, quit getting banned. I miss you. They have hacked her IP address. They have hacked everything.
They really have.
They know what you're doing when you're doing it.
If you're bored, then don't watch. Mike, I see your name pop up in this comment section every time we go live. So obviously you like what we do. Or you like looking at us, one of the two.
He likes looking at us and commenting. Hey, thanks for putting a comment in there. It helps boost our algorithm. Love you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
But before further ado, we're going to jump into things, give you guys the latest breaking news around the country, and not just the fake stuff you see on the television. Pull your eyeballs from the TV, y'all. It's just charades. It's just, I can't even deal. The first story that we have for you guys tonight is that 100 fully vaccinated people in Washington state have contracted COVID-19. But the left will say, you know what they'll say? But it will lessen their symptoms and they won't get it as bad. False. What? Of the 100 fully vaccinated people, 8 had to be hospitalized. 2 of the patients, actually over 80, died. And they did have underlying conditions. But so did 80% of the COVID cases to this date that have passed away. You want to know another interesting fact that was released by the CDC? 80% of the hospitalizations due to COVID-19 were obese. This whole time, they never promoted go out and exercise. Make sure you're doing your vitamins, all that stuff. Can we get some?
Yes, we are going to do that.
Oh, yeah, I'll make that happen. I'm the merch girl, so he don't have a choice.
Oh, no.
It's coming down, y'all. It's coming down.
But listen, 80% of them were obese, and then they don't want to tell us how to fight and build healthy immune systems.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Come on, y'all. Come on, Joe. It's the, the thing. Come on.
Come on, man. Look. Yeah. You know what I'm saying.
Purple. And we just need to take a moment and talk about censorship. Guys, if you haven't, you need to follow us on Telegram. We don't know when we're going to get taken down off of any of our platforms. We're already banned on YouTube for 2 weeks. You never know. We're always going to be there. Make sure you guys are going on Telegram. It's our place. I'll drop the link here before the show is over, so make sure you stay so you can get that link. But we know that the current state that we're in right now is horrible. But I fear that it's only going to get worse. So we know in the past couple months, they've literally taken the 45th president of the United States off of every social media platform. What's to say they can't take us off? And
oh yeah, his daughter-in-law got banned too, just for playing something that had his voice on it. They took her off of Facebook.
So yeah, Laura Trump did an exclusive interview with Trump and was removed from all social media. And I don't know if you guys knew the story. If you guys follow us on our Telegram, you know this story, but Caitlin Bennett, known as the gun girl from Kent State University in Ohio, her post from 2018 with her gun in her graduation picture was removed off Facebook today for inciting violence.
What?
For who?
What?
Instagram, you have no problem allowing pornographic images and half-naked people on the beach. It's time right now to repeal Section 230. It's got to go. It's got to go. Our freedom of speech is more important than you dictating what I can't and can't say, when I can and can't say it. I'm over it.
Yep.
Oh, gosh. Kaylee has some deets going on with Cuomo.
Man.
You know.
Yeah. Let me pull it up. Keep talking.
Another thing that we need to talk about, guys, is, we don't want to come on here and be doom and gloom. We don't want to sit here and just talk about all the bad things. We have some good things to talk about tonight. and that is the great state of Florida. Ron DeSantis, if you guys live in Florida, send him letters. Thank him for being the governor and doing a great job. And the great thing about it is Florida's on the right track. And the main part of it is due to Ron DeSantis. Florida's COVID-19 hospitalizations continue to decrease despite all the restrictions being lifted. They're not wearing masks. The same trend is happening in Texas. And they said that's a very bad idea, yada, yada. Their numbers keep declining. Everywhere else in the country, Michigan, New York, Pennsylvania, all of those places, steady incline. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me.
So let's talk about Cuomo, because mainstream media, like, he did all this stuff and then they just stopped talking about him. I guess because he's a Democrat. I don't know. They don't really care to discuss him anymore. But 7 individuals with direct knowledge say that he gave royal COVID treatment to family and elites. According to a report, the immediate family of the New York governor, including his brother, Chris Cuomo, are among those suspected to be benefiting from his influence, obtaining attention that appeared to go beyond that of others, receiving multiple visits to their Hampton home, and Department of Health and health physician Eleanor Adams, according to 2 people familiar with the visits. That's all fine and good. Now, what happened to all the people in the nursing homes? Why did that information just slide off the face of the earth? Why are we not holding this man accountable for what he did? And on top of that, all the other allegations that are against him. Do you understand if this is a Republican, anybody? It'd be everywhere.
That's what they're doing to, what's his face right now? Because he's a Republican.
Matt Gaetz?
Yeah.
Yep.
They're doing it to him because he's a Republican. They're not even focusing on Cuomo because now they have a conservative to go after.
Yep.
Before I continue with this really quick, I want to talk about Florida. One more little hit piece for all of you guys out there. There's going to be a million maskless march and mask burning. Say that 10 times fast. In Florida, April 10th. They said the day is going to be a day of celebration and freedom. So April 10th, mark your calendars for all of you in Florida who's you don't have any, mask laws and stuff like that. Now you can go celebrate. And I think it's great that the country and people of, both Republican and Democrat are uniting and kind of celebrate their freedom. It's something that we need to see across the board in the entire country. We all to be celebrating our freedoms. Before Strong Pen Joe tries to come in there and swipe him out for running the rug, swiper no swiping. Oh, God.
After he falls up the stairs.
Bruh.
Oh, yeah. By the way, yesterday, Jen Psaki defended sending San Diego's public school teachers to teach unaccompanied minors in person, while San Diego students, American students, are still entirely remote learning. It's all good, though, right?
Makes no sense.
It's all good.
Suni has some deets on what Joe Biden said today. He called it his new infrastructure bill. What is it really called, Suni?
The Green New Deal. It's called the Green New Deal.
It walks like a duck and talks like a duck.
It's a duck. So what they're doing is they're packaging a $2 trillion infrastructure plan where majority of the money goes to climate change, boost climate resilience. I'm going to tell you the amounts. So let me go back. The U.S. would expand tax credit for clean energy generation and storage. Okay, invest $10 billion into a climate conservation corps to employ people to conserve public lands and boost climate resilience. Now, if you want to do that, you should probably stop the meat industry. Sorry to burst your bubble, but cows poop and they give off methane, which goes into the air and destroys it. It's less to do with your carbon footprint and more to do with how much Americans consume crap. Next, $16 billion towards supporting jobs to plug abandoned oil and gas wells.
But they said they weren't going to do that.
$16 billion is going towards that. Another $174 billion to expand the U.S. electric vehicle market. Kind of like Gavin Newsom is going to be banning cars that run on gas. Do you remember that? You have to have an electric car. And what is Joe Biden doing? He's putting money towards everybody
more.
having an electrical vehicle car. We can't have gas cars anymore, guys. Last thing is he included a target of building 500,000 electric vehicle chargers by the end of the decade and devoted 45 billion to replace every lead pipe and service line across the country. So we're just going to go into neighborhoods and destroy it because you can't have people living there while you're doing these jobs. So that means they're going to push more people out, build stuff, and I guarantee you they're going to make it super expensive to live there now that they spent 45 billion to replace the lead pipes that are there. Welcome
Sounds
to
like
America.
a great plan, Joe.
Yeah.
I don't like Mitch McConnell whatsoever, but he made a great statement today. It's weird how he starts to come around now that, the election's going to be coming up soon. I don't think that he's a 6-year term, so he's not even up for re-election in 2022. But he says our nation could see a serious targeted infrastructure plan. There would be a bipartisan support for a small proposal. Unfortunately, the latest liberal wish list, the White House has decided to label infrastructure as a major missed opportunity by the administration. This plan is not about rebuilding America's backbone. Less than 6% of the massive proposal is going to roads and bridges. Wait, hold on. 6% is like their consistent number of what they're actually giving back to the American people. So like whatever number they put out there, y'all automatically just put 6% of it is actually going to the American people. We got this. We know what they're doing. We know their plan. It says it would spend more money just on electric cars than on America's roads and bridges, airports, waterways combined. It contains sweeping far left priorities like attacking blue-collar Americans, right to work protections, a huge big favor to the big labor bosses, and every time that far left dogma clashes with the interests of American families. Today's Democrats pick dogma. They're not picking the American people. They're lining the pockets of these big companies who are paying them, these lobbyists, and you're letting it, like the American people are letting it happen. Oh, God bless America. Please bless America because, oh my God.
Oh, well, there's good news here. Joe Biden's going to display transgender flags at the White House on Wednesday to celebrate Transgender Day of Visibility. He will not, however, go to the southern border and address that issue. But hey, he's going to fly some flags, so it's all good.
I don't even want to talk about transgender people anymore because I keep getting banned for talking about these weirdos. So I'm going to shut up.
But guys, I have another stuff that I want to talk about, and we're going to highlight why mainstream media is trash.
Wait a minute. Can I please show this?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yo, it is like in big bold letters. Breaking news. Do you want to see what it says? Yo, this just popped up on my screen.
Bring it.
This is what our media talks about. Oh my gosh. I can't even get it.
That's breaking news.
Did you see the letters? Published 5 hours ago. Biden dog poops on the White House floor. Dog, I gotta mute.
Jeez.
Oh gosh,
Wow.
Guys. This is the mainstream media, and I'm going to highlight right here on here live for you guys why they're trash. You guys know the Georgia election bill that was just in place. There was a lady who got arrested, the legislator, whatever. And here's 5 myths for you really quick of what the mainstream media is saying about this bill. Myth. It's illegal to give someone standing in line to vote water. The real fact is water can be provided by poll workers. Poll workers can make self-service water stations available at all locations. And voters can also bring their own water and snacks while waiting in line. You cannot give water and snacks to try to get someone to vote for you. I know the Democrats aren't really familiar with voting laws and stuff like that, but you can't do that. Also, mainstream media myth. Ready? This is the second one. It restricts voting access. CNN. Actually, the bill actually adds more early voting days. Historically, the majority of counties only offered a single day of the weekend voting. The Bill 202 mandates that every county have 2 voting Saturdays and on top of that, 2 optional Sundays. Sounds like they're making it more readily accessible for the people who work Monday through Friday.
They are.
I mean, if you want to help the working class conservatives go vote, hey, by all means, let's do it. Second one, Mainstream media, this probably came from MSNBC. It limits drop boxes. Yeah, so you can't ballot harvest, but actually the real fact is it actually adds drop boxes and it makes them more secure. Emphasis on the word secure. Prior to the pandemic, Georgia's temporary drop boxes were set to...
I had to do it. Oh, sorry, y'all. Everybody needs a laugh, okay? Sweetie's like, I'm out.
I can't. Our media is trash. Oh my gosh. Anyways, Georgia's
We're keeping it
temporary
real
drop boxes,
professional.
the drop boxes were set to expire, but the Senate Bill 202 made the drop boxes both legal and secure. The thing that's making the Democrats all upset and mad about it is the word secure. They don't want them to be secure. It's a hypocrisy for me. The last two I have for you is another mainstream media myth, is it disenfranchises voters from requiring voter ID. Hold up.
Please.
Let's do a circle back, girl, real quick. Because they tell us they want us to have vaccine IDs, but they don't want us to have IDs to vote. Tell me in what la-la land does that make sense? If you can have access to a voter or a vaccine ID, you can have access to a voter ID. They're both free in Georgia.
It's Jim Crow, right? They have to keep Black folks under, control, keep them submitting to everything they say. And if you use racism, you get your way. That's how it works here in America. So if they can rile people up to think that a voter ID is racist, then they're stupid enough to believe that. Obviously, you think you're dumb and you can't go get an ID. So I think you're dumb too and you can't go get an ID. Democrats suck terribly.
Hey, but that's not all about Georgia, Suni. I don't know if you saw this today. You probably didn't because it wasn't really broadcast on mainstream media. And this is why I need all of you tuning in here tonight to share this video out for this and the video exclusive that we have coming up here shortly of what happened at the border. There were masked, helmeted, okay? Here's the picture. Helmeted private military carrying AK-47s and AR-15s that showed up at the Georgia State Capitol today. The mainstream media, your silence is deafening, but I'm not surprised they aren't covering it because it doesn't fit their narrative. Now, you all know that if people showed up wearing MAGA caps and AR-15s and AK-47s, they would be saying that we're inciting an insurrection. And if you're Chuck Schumer, an erection, it gets old. And the media is absolute trash. Trash. Suni, we have that clip of those kids. Did you want to talk about that or do you want me to intro it? You're muted.
The kids on the border, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can just play the clip. It's self-explanatory.
I'll
They're
give you guys
getting
a little
ditched.
background real quick. There were two kids, the ages of 3 and 5, that were dropped 30 to 50 feet from the top of the border wall in Mexico. They were brought there by human smugglers, and the two young girls were dropped. This is certain content, so like if this isn't something you want to watch, but this is what's happening, and this was recovered by surveillance used by the sector chief patrol. So here we go. We're gonna play this clip. The statement, guys, came from this. The statement was from Gloria Chavez, which is the state El Paso sector chief patrol agent. She said, "I'm appalled by the way these smugglers viciously dropped innocent children from a 14." It said this one at this location was 14-foot border barrier last night. If the agents wouldn't have used mobile technology, the two siblings would have been exposed to harsh elements of desert environment for hours. She then stated that they're currently working with law enforcement in Mexico to identify these ruthless human smugglers so as to hold them accountable to the fullest extent of the law. Listen, it's children's lives like these that I blame Joe Biden. He encouraged them to come here. They're innocent kids losing their lives, being separated from their families, looking for a better opportunity because of Joe Biden.
Party of the people.
What people? Not the American people. Like, can you imagine those kids? Like, they left them there. Where's Save Our Children, Joe? That's the movement, is to save the children. Oh my, it's just getting out of hand. How many innocent people need to lose their lives before this guy gets his head out of the clouds, where he permanently lives, and bring him back to the reality of what the heck is happening at the southern border? It's a crisis. Can we all say it together? Crisis. Crisis. It's a crisis. Jen Pizecki, it's a crisis. I don't know why they won't say the word.
Because then that makes it real. Then they have to actually do something and not waste our money on ridiculous things, because that's what they're doing. They're not spending any of that money that they get or whatever, wherever they're printing it from, the fake stuff that they are getting. They don't get it for the American people. They get it to line their own pockets. And whatever we get is what we get. They don't really care. That's why. You have to take the attention off of you so that you don't bear the guilt of all the evil and just crazy things that they do. Imagine if AOC put out a video trivializing everything. One day, I would like for her to wake up and just stop lying to herself in the mirror about how good of a person she is. Because you're not. None of them. They're all bad people with bad intentions. You can't tell me that they have good intentions when they're doing the stuff that they're doing. You lie to yourself day in and day out. How sad of a life.
It makes me sick. Because, like, and Kaylee really said it and hit the nail on the head. She's like, I mean, we have the re-elections in 2022, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Sorry, I just had a stroke. But are we going to make it to 2022? At this rate, with this influx of migrants, they said there could be over 1 million by this summer. You know, how are they going to impact our neighborhoods? How are we going to survive this is what the real question is. Because 2 years is a long time. It's a very long time. At the rate that we're going, the American dollar will be worth nothing. They're coming after our guns. They're coming after our communities. They're coming after our children. They're trying to indoctrinate them with the education system. They're trying to make it wrong to be a Christian. They're trying to make all of these things happen. We don't have 2 years. I'm telling you right now, at this rate, we do not have 2 years.
This is why it's important to vote in the 22 election. I can't stress how important it is. We need to vote the people in that are listening to us, and representatives that go represent us. They're not in there right now. I can't even say the people that are there right now actually truly have good intentions, because they all flip-flop. It seems like everybody's afraid to lose their career. Nobody wants to really stand on something. I'll stand on this, but I'll be quiet on this. What do you stand for? You either stand for nothing or stand for something, or you fall for anything. And we can clearly see how America's falling for any and everything. It's obvious.
And that's why it's important. And you know, me and Kaylee are going to that convention in Columbus to, you know, organize and see what it takes to become a member of the legislature here in Ohio. And I know if Suni was here, she would be doing the same thing. And all of you are able to sign up for it. If you guys want to send us a private message, if you guys are wanting to run for school board, if you're wanting to run for something in your city, anything at all, we can all meet up at the convention in Columbus, Ohio. It's in May 15th. We all can meet together, go as a community, say, hey, we're going to take a stand. Because listen, the only change that you're going to see in this world is in yourself. And then once people see how energetic you are and what you stand for and your morals and beliefs, it's contagious. And the doom and gloom Democrats, that's not contagious. Although we might have lost this temporary little battle, what happened in 2020, that doesn't mean the war is over. because we know the victor at the end of the day. We know who wins, but we have to continue the good fight. We have to continue putting our best foot forward. But if we just sit here and bend the knee and just submit to everything that they're wanting to do, we're not going to accomplish anything. So we have to rise up. We have to be leaders. I'm 26 years old. I'm ready. I have no idea how to lead people, but I just know that I speak truth, and I want the truth to be out there. And wherever God leads me is where God's going to lead me. And that's what I'm going to do. And the power is in all of you too. The power is in the people. And when the people have had enough, we've had enough. And that's how we make a change. Each one of you can make an impact in your community. Every single one of you. Whether it's just sitting there for your council meetings, whether it's going to the school board meetings, that's where you all should be. Every single one of you should be at every single one of your kids' school board meetings. Every single time. That's the only way you're going to make an impact.
We got to vote politicians out of politics, you guys. That's the plain and simple. We need American patriots leading our country, not people who are led by the dollar.
Facts.
Because when I run for office, it's not going to be about the salary. It's going to be about making a difference. Those are the people that we need representing us.
And you need diversity.
And I'm just going to be honest. Talking about 2020 election, it's March. Actually, it's April here. It's April. Okay. January 20th is long gone. November 3rd, it's long gone. It sucks, but you got to deal with it and keep moving. States are changing laws. We just told you about Georgia, Mississippi, parts of Alabama. They're all doing something for voting. But sitting here crying about this stuff, it ain't going to get you nowhere. Repeating that your vote doesn't matter doesn't get you anywhere. You can say it 20 times in the mirror, and guess what? You're just saying it in the mirror because it doesn't change anything. It's not like you're going to cry Bloody Mary 3 times. She's going to appear and do something. It doesn't matter. Crying and being in your feelings about something, and I learned this myself. This is experience. Being angry, being mad, having pride and not wanting to let it go, instead of just moving on and how can we fix it going forward and actually trying to organize and do stuff, it has helped me to let things go. Let it go. We can't touch it. We can't change it. There's nothing that you and I, anybody sitting here, there's nothing that we can do. So rather than talk about it, let's get out and do something.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way you can change this is if you actually try. But if you tell yourself it won't work, they already rigged it, so let's quit, then you are sealing your own fate.
I challenge all of you right now, all of you tonight, look up your Republican headquarters within your county. Go to their website, sign up, and get involved. They have events, they have calendar events. Get involved. They will connect you with other patriots just like yourselves. We can try and lead you guys to water, but we can't make you drink. We can't. And for you out there and all of you out there that are saying our voices isn't making a difference, I live in Ohio. We were red. We won Ohio by like 600,000, 700,000 votes. Donald Trump won. Trump supporters, okay? They stopped the Dominion voting machine purchase in Ohio.
Yes, they did.
And also
Yes, they did.
Louisiana.
Yes, they did.
They had a $100 million contract, and they spoke to their legislators, they spoke to their senators, and it didn't go through.
We said no.
And all of you that want to say that the officials don't care, they don't matter, the officials canceled the $100 million contract to buy thousands of new Dominion voting machines for upcoming elections. Your voices do matter. They matter. But they're not going to matter unless you speak up and demand action. Calling, yes, it's great. And if that's what you can do, great. But if you can go there, speak in person, schedule a meeting, do whatever you need to do, make your voices heard. Because that's when change is going to be happening in this country. Yes, we need young conservative voices, but we also need people who are older, who've experienced things to give us direction and morality, because this country has a serious morality problem. It's not a racism problem, it's a morality problem. Our morals have gone to crap. But we need the wisdom of the older generation to guide us younger generation, because we are young and we will make mistakes and we'll continue to make mistakes. But if we don't learn from those mistakes, then we can't do better. And we just learned in 2020 how to fix it for 2022. Now we have to be active about it. Now we have to make sure that we're enacting on those thoughts and the feelings of what we're feeling, and we don't want it to happen again. Because if you don't do anything, you're going to feel like this again in 2 years.
Yep.
That's it. It's plain and simple. Don't do anything, nothing will happen. It's like me crying, or the story where the guy's on the roof and it's a flood, and he says, "God, can you please help me?" And there's a boat that comes by, and he's like, "No, I'm waiting for God." 3 boats passed this dude by. 3. He ended up just dying because God sent you a message. God sent you something, but you're not paying attention to what God actually sent. Like, our votes are powerful, man. I love bringing up Lauren Boebert. Her of all people, she's the one that I have the most hope in, that actually cares about what the people want. How does she get voted in if your votes don't matter?
In a blue state.
Facts.
Come on now.
We the people, we hold the power, guys. But that's all we have for you guys tonight. We gave you your come to Jesus moment. That was our spiel, but we want to ignite a fire in all of you. That's why we started this movement. We want to connect you guys with other like-minded patriots. Spread the word of Primetime Patriots when you go there. Hey, who sent you to the Republican headquarters? Primetime Patriots. We're trying to unite this country. And if we can get Primetime Patriots in every city, every county across this country, we're going to create ripples. And then it's going to create movements. And guess where it's going to eventually, that tsunami is going to end up? In Washington, D.C.
Yep.
That's right.
All right, guys, make America think again. Do your homework. Go find out, research, and find out, connect with like-minded groups in your area, and let's make a change. Bye, guys.